I've been meaning to make this video for literally years now, but with the addition of time, all that's come is more examples of this topic, so I guess I did myself a favor, if I could call it that. I have hated a lot of the creative direction for the Joker character for almost a decade now. Now don't get me wrong, I love the character, and I appreciate almost all adaptations of the Clown Prince of Crime in some sense or another. Even the parts that I don't like, I try to find parts of them that I do. But I really loathe what the new narratives for this character seem to imply. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Three Jokers comic, the Arkham Knight video game, and the Harley Quinn TV series. Seems strange, right? What could these three projects possibly have in common? The idea that Joker was created by chemicals. And to me, while I can understand that school of thought, I find it to be greatly misguided. I know that these projects were crafted by people who know the character and understand the stories. I'm sure that they just wanted to tell their own tale without being shackled down by pre-existing notions. However, I think this has created a school of thought that the acid bath that the character took was what made him the Joker. Each of these narratives that I've mentioned suggests that the Joker is just a side effect from his fall into the vat of chemicals. And while that may seem true, I mean obviously on some level it is, it's also blatantly false at the same time. Let me explain. Don't get me wrong, I understand that the chemicals further help shape the character. The bleached white skin, the green hair, the ruby red lips. When the origin is taken at face value, and not as one of the multiple choice false narratives that he uses from time to time, this is the moment that made the Joker the Joker. But the thing about that is that the chemicals didn't alter anything but his appearance initially. His psychosis was a side effect of this event, but it wasn't brought on entirely by the substance. The Killing Joke makes that obvious. The whole story is centered around one bad day. A day when the man who would be the Joker lost everything and found a new sense of self. The one-day Joker and present-day John Doe was a failing comedian who was already spiraling mentally. Add on to that losing the love of his life and his unborn child while being strong-armed into helping the mob, only to realize that his appearance has forever been changed, showcasing him as being scarred both internally and externally. You can see how all this happening at once could become the character's catalyst and its transformative breaking point. The story goes out of its way to detail this, explaining itself with the line,
"There's no difference between me and everyone else. All it takes is one bad day."
It's kind of the focal point of the story, or at least the backstory of the story, or at least the multiple choice backstory of the potential story, whatever. My point is, it wasn't until he'd seen his own appearance that he finally snapped completely, being the cherry on the top of this sob story sundae. They say the human brain twists and turns to cope with humanity. Well, on this day, the Joker snapped in half, feeling more pain than anybody would rationally know what to do with. The Joker wasn't made by a dip in Access chemicals. He was made up of one of the worst days of his life that ended with that little swim. But then again, I also don't think this story should be taken as fact, but instead, fiction within fiction. The Three Jokers states that the Joker is solely created by the chemicals he was dosed with, as he managed to create several successors, all resembling their predecessor, all going by the name the Joker. There's even plans of making more Jokers along the way. If you could just make Jokers, you just make an army of Jokers, 100 Jokers, 1,000 Jokers, 1,000,000 Jokers. Who can stop them? But this is obviously overkill, and more versions of the character existing at once really makes the original Joker feel a whole lot less special, and a whole lot more synthetic. Even if he's the first, at the end of the day, he's just another Joker. And I'm not entirely sure if Joker would even make more Jokers if he knew how to. It's kind of hard to tell. Somebody who knows a little bit more about psychology than me, somebody who works in a field, if you happen to come along this video, please let me know. Would a total narcissist want to reshape the world in his image if he got the chance? Or would he want to be preserved as an original classic? To me personally, I think for the Joker, he'd prefer the latter. Again, that's just my take. Don't take away from it that that is the overall truth, but that is just my own opinion. The Three Jokers is not a badly written story. It's an interesting Elseworld tale, but it doesn't work within its own narrative. as the story incorporates a lot of elements from The Killing Joke, but doesn't seem to realize that its story is contradicting that one. As stated before, that first story is all about a bad chain of events leading to the mental breakdown of a man. But here, he's just Joker number 2. There's no special circumstances surrounding his existence. He was just a part of the other Joker's plan. A similar story occurs in Arkham Knight, where it's implied that the Joker is capable of being spread like a virus. And I like that notion, to an extent. I think the Joker's madness is definitely something needing to be contained. It is definitely something capable of spreading. But it's not viral. I see his insanity infecting others in another way, like what he did to Harley Quinn, or the lasting impact he's had on Jason Todd's development. How he destroyed Jack Ryder and turned him into the Creeper, amongst countless other examples. That's how all things awful continue on in real life. Toxic people create vicious cycles. Cycles for some that can become inescapable. But the idea of the Joker being transmitted through botched blood transfusions never sat right with me. It seems to imply that the Joker is a disease. And while he definitely suffers from a medical condition, he is not that medical condition. He is mental illness at its worst and in its most malicious form. You can't inject the Joker. I just don't think the character should be transmittable. In this context, at least. Then we have the Harley Quinn show, which suggests that a second swim in toxic waste would have repaired and rewired the character, bringing him back to being a normal person. As if insanity and loose morals could be cured by simply playing back his origin in reverse. I really hate the notion that everything that makes this character unique comes from a vial. That everything that makes the Joker is chemically based. Sorry, but to me, that just makes it seem like he's bad because his hair is green. Yeah, he was a great guy until he started wearing lipstick. That's what really did him in. The Joker would be a law-abiding citizen if only he could get a tan. What always made the Joker special, and more importantly scary, was that at the end of the day, he was just a person. A person who had one bad day that drove him to utter lunacy. And yes, it's a direct quote, but that's also a very valid description. The Joker has done some of the most psychotic and distasteful things a character has ever done in comic book history. He completely gaslit and brainwashed a psychologist into becoming his right-hand henchman, who he then continued to abuse over years. He nearly drove Commissioner Gordon into completely snapping. He beat a kid to death with a crowbar. He intentionally paralyzed a woman who wasn't even the target of his attack, but instead a pawn in his plan. Make no mistake, the Joker is a monster. But that monster is man. The Joker is the horrors of humanity, an amalgamation of the worst parts of the worst people. That's what makes him so scary, so sinister, is that realistically, a Joker could exist in real life. The only thing that sets him apart from your neighbor is that your neighbor probably doesn't dress up like Bozo the Clown. For me, that's what makes the character so strong. In a world where Batman goes up against scientifically advanced rogues and supernatural supervillains, the Joker stands amongst them as his all-time worst, and yet, he's just a guy. He is everybody else. He is what the human mind is capable of should it be pushed to such depraved depths. At the end of the day, the Joker is just someone who's replaced compassion with chaos, and love with a lust for blood. I understand wanting to branch out, to test the waters and experiment with other adaptations, potentially set up a sequel or spin-off character from the classic. And I'm not saying that when the Joker's said and done that his legacy should end there. The Joker will always leave a lasting impact on all those who know him, and all those who knew of him. Shows like Gotham and Batman Beyond did a good job of depicting events post-Joker, with cults and gangs forming in the character's name, entranced by his words and carrying out his actions post-mortem. Most of these followers come off as just that, followers. Mindless drones bending to the will of a dead man. But every now and again, you get a charismatic character masquerading around as the Second Coming. I think there will always be Joker stories to be told, even when there's no Joker in them. I just don't think you need to make someone the Joker Jr. That to me just feels a lot more cheap and a lot less relatable than making a bunch of psychopaths inspired by the clown. For me, the realistic approach means more, and speaks volumes to the influence of the maniacal madman. The impact he's had not only on Batman, but society as a whole. With that being said, if you like this video, let me know in the comment section below by leaving a comment saying,
I am vengeance. I am the night, and that was V Infuso. Just remember, if you're not tuning in, then you're missing out.
So, if you like the words that came out of his mouth hole, and you too would like to become a V-generate, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, nerds!
And if you're not joining the fun, you're in for one bad day. And you know what they say about having one bad day?
Catch him next time. Same bat time. Same bat channel.